going on, YouTube? Welcome to Cutting Corner. Remember, no G, no S. And as always, go Birds all day. Brian Dawkins, best that ever did it. Only one that ever did it. Y'all better check his stats. Let me think about this. He is the only cornerback safety who has 25 interceptions, 25 fumbles for loss, 25 sacks or more. Check him out, Brian Dawkins. All right. Come here today, y'all, because I was watching a couple of videos on YouTube, and I was watching Amber Shoots.
Wrong answer.
What is wrong with me?
I follow her. She does a pretty good job. You know, she shoots in, her competitions, and I have watched over the time that I've watched her, the progression that she has made and the progress that she has made. I strive to be one of those people, that have progression and get into competitions and so forth.
You want to dream big, you dream big.
But one time she put a video up about how she was shooting her first Prodigy, and I believe it was a Prodigy, but it was one of the, I believe it was a Prodigy, and it was her first time shooting a double stack 1911, and she enjoyed it, and I made a comment, and I told her that your life has changed.
It's a whole cultural experience.
Absolutely.
Because once you shoot 2011, your life changes, or 1911, your life changes. Your life will change, your shooting experience will change, because it's a totally different shooting experience. And I'm here just to go over my 1911 and my 2011 collection that I have acquired over the few years. One of my videos, you might have heard me tell you that I used to think the 1911 was an ugly platform.
I'm kind of embarrassed.
It was an honest mistake.
All right, let's pull one out. Let's clear. It's empty. Oh, maybe not. Empty. Clear. I did do all this before. For those who've been following me, this is the firearm that on one of my videos that I did that was still loaded when I finished it. So, straighten that out a little bit. So, I used to think they were ugly guns. I didn't understand the safety. They talked about how it was a dangerous because you carried one in a chamber at one time, so ignorance is bliss. Once you learn something, you realize some people don't know what they're talking about.
And that's a fact.
But let's get into this real quick. Now, this is basically a mini gun review. So we're gonna start with the first 1911, 2011 I ever bought. This is the Rock Island Ultratech. Go look it up. It's 9mm. It's a lot of stuff to it, full capacity, all that good stuff. Empty. Empty. Did you see that? See that? That's a smooth rack there. That was one of the things that intrigued me about this firearm when I bought it. For one, I like the looks of it. It just looked John Wicky to me. This is a 5-inch model. It's not optic cut. I just put on my Harbor Freight light here, and I felt it was appropriate for the price point. This was my first one. This cost a little under. I think I paid around a little in the 800 ducat range. It shoots flat. That's another thing, and it's heavy. I said one time this might be like 5 pounds. This is more like 2.5 pounds, close to 2 pounds. It's all metal construction. The grip, and that's what it is. I like the grip. And it has a smooth Has a smooth wrap. I like it. So let's move on to the next one. We're gonna put that back in there. All right, it has a flush magazine. And magazine, release is nice and smooth. Basically, I'm gonna go in order here. This is the Rock Island Baby Rock. This is 9mm, has the lightning cuts in here, but it's not ported. Once again, we are empty. We are empty. All right, can't shoot that way to my fish tank. This is a pretty little gun. It's tiny, fit behind my hand. And I wear like a 2X glove sometimes, extra large. The only problem I ran into this is when I took it to the range, I was having problems getting the trigger to engage. And I figured out why. Because the safety is just too, it's a little, you know, safety here. The grip safety is really tiny. Now I have other guns, I have some striker fire guns with the grip safety, and they're a little longer. So I had really never had a problem with grip safeties until I shot this firearm. Other than that, this gun shoots pretty good. Let me get a magazine. I don't think I brought a magazine down. The normal magazine, my pinky slides off the bottom or kind of grips the edge of it. I do have one that has a lip, like a dovetail on it that kind of catches my pinky, and it sits in there pretty well. I just have to get some more practice with this one because I have to learn to keep that safety engaged. And it's pretty tight too. This is one of the tighter safety grips, grip safeties that I have, and I'm just noticing how tight it is, but it's very tight.
That's what she said.
That's not what she said. You're putting extras on it again.
So we'll get to that. Maybe if I shoot a little more, it'll loosen up. Ursan, I don't know what you call this. This is the MC 1911 SC. All right, this is all chambered in 9mm. I like the look of this. Now I didn't notice, maybe I should have got a discount because I think these chips and scratches were in the firearm when I bought it.
Got you.
But you know, that's easily, you could change that out. This is my least favorite. I don't like the way this shoots. That I really don't. The trigger is pretty stiff. We are empty again. Showed y'all that. The trigger is pretty stiff on here. It's not, it's really horrible if you ask me, but it's a cute gun. Now that I know some of the inner dynamics of how to make some changes on here, this is an easy fix, I think. But I'm not gonna mess with that right now. One of my favorites, pardon that little camera shake, let's get you back. So here we have the Rock Island M1911 A1CS TAC-2. I tell you, Rock Island got a lot of darn letters. That's a pretty gun. This is 4 inches, I believe this might be. This is a small, this is not the Commander. This is the, oh gosh, what one you call this one? But it's smaller than the Commander size. And it's nice too. This is a nice shooter. This is all metal, except for the, you know, the wood grips. That feels so good in my hand. Y'all heard me talk about this before. Showing we empty, no magazine in there, all right? And this thing shoots, this is pretty accurate. The slide on here is pretty smooth. The trigger is pretty good. You know, not the best one, but it's pretty good, you know. It's a nice smooth slide compared to this slide, which is pretty tough. This reminds me of my Cobra, one of my first Cobras, well, one of my first guns I bought. This reminds me of my Cobra, just feels cheap. I'm gonna be honest, this is Gerson. This just feels cheap for me. This EA feels a little more put together. You know, got a little wiggle, but from what I heard, wiggle ain't all that bad because that means you don't have to clean it as much. The tolerance isn't as great as some of the most, you know, some of those expensive 1911s. So if you don't have to clean it as much is what I heard. But this is one of my favorite shooters too. I used to carry this a little while, you know, I still probably might pull this out. You're gonna get a 1911, you gotta get it in a 45. This is Gerson also. This is the Gerson Untouchable. Now, what I really liked about it was the color tone of it. Some of my guns might be a little dirty now, but you know, I ain't getting them clean yet. But the gray and the black, okay, and it didn't have these finger grip grooves, or whatever you want to call those finger grooves. I put them on there, but and I said before I might take them off because they don't quite line up. They do have a grip safety. All of them have grip safeties. Like I say, that's pretty springy. This one's a little tough, but not as tough as this Rock Island, because this Rock Island is really short and tough. I think if you're gonna, I don't know, maybe that's a safety feature to make it short and tough instead of short and springy. This one, you know, my first gun was a 40, no, that's a lie. But I did have a 45. One of my first guns was a 45, and I would shoot that. One of my first, that's a lie too. I was gonna say one of my first striker fire is a 45, but the striker fire was the Cobra 380. I bought a Springfield XDS chambered in 45, and I was shooting that. And at 45, you know, you gotta not anticipate that recoil and don't flinch.
I'm scared. Don't be afraid to use it.
It is a good training gun. It helps you down the line, I believe. I think it helps you down with the lower calibers like 9 and 380 and 357 for that matter, because you get to learn to control the flinch. Overall, I really don't shoot this that much. Got plenty of ammo, but just don't shoot it that much. Maybe I'll train a little more. Talk about that later. Anyway, this gun really made me jump off the cliff. All right, I feel real heavy though. This gun feel real heavy. But this gun really made me jump off the cliff. It made me go down lines where I didn't think I wanted to go. You know, it just took me to new places. So the bug caught me. We got my 2011 here, Prodigy here, double stack. This was my first official, I call it official because the price I paid for it was made it official to me, but it was my first official 2011. This is the one I said I'm gonna cherish, but actually look at it, that FDE, but they call it what, this dark coyote brown, something like that. But that color just struck me. When I saw it, I said, ooh, I gotta have it. I gotta go get it. And I picked it up. This is one of my first videos, actually. This is the first video I ever put on YouTube. This is the first gun that I was ever on YouTube on, with all-star cars and motorcycles. He is also all-star real estate. Check him out. He put me in one of his videos. He also had me holding it. So if you look in the beginning of my videos and you see I'm holding this, that's from his video. I gotta give you props. But I snatched it from your video. But anyway, this got me on the avenue, right? This is such a beautiful gun, and it shoots so different. It shoots differently from this. All right, and this is 4 1/4. This is 5 inches. Also, these are one of the first. This is the first gun I put a red dot on. It's the first gun I started shooting with a red dot. Learned how to shoot a red dot, and this gun this is my baby. This is a great shooter. I did a lot of internal work with this one. Changed all the internals. Guess you got to see that. This is a red dirt trigger. We got the EGW internals. This is the O-Sight. I'm not sure which one you want to call this, but this is O-Sight red dot. EGW Magwell. This is another O-Sight. What y'all say? That's a PL3. Valkyrie, and also changed out the magazine, the slide release. What else we got? I do have some, trigger. I do have some safeties, but I didn't change them. I got a little complicated for me, so it's just sitting on my shelf waiting for me to get back to it. But I got a safety thumb safety I need to check. But like I said, that bug was real. I ran out and got me, when I saw this, the Prodigy comp. I think Prodigies are beautiful. You know, you can bad talking about cheap guns or entry-level 2011s or whatever, but I thought they were beautiful when I first saw them. I just thought they were a little expensive for me. But I buckled down and bit the bullet. No, I didn't bite the bullet, but this one is one truly at the top of the heat. This has a Holosun 509T, has a red dot. So does the O-Sight, that has a red dot too. This is the Streamlight TLR 7. TLR HL, what does this say? It's got a bunch of stuff in this. TLR 7 HLX. Basically, I did the same kind of changes to this one as I did with the Coyote. I just flipped up the mag well, flipped up the slide release. Like I say, all internals, red dirt trigger. All right, only thing kind of different was the light and the red dot. All right, and the comp. This thing shoots so flat. I love shooting this thing. It's like, poof. Just imagine that coming out your hand. And I ain't doing no diddy. Poof. Just imagine that. But anyway, love this gun, love this gun. This is the Prodigy in OD green, all right? That came out with the packs that they offer now. You know, you're getting the extra magazines and the bag and whatnot. At that time, this was the only one that had it. And it's not on the website still. It's a dealer exclusive. So, but I really like that OD green. Some people ask me, why you got 3? Because I like them.
I'm just saying, man.
Anyway, but whew, that slide is ridiculous. I don't think I did the slide on the other, but that slide is crazy. Let's see about this black one. That's a little stiffer, to be honest. That one's a little stiffer than, to me. It feels stiffer. All right, let's go to the, that one feels okay too. I did no work to this. Nothing internal. Only thing I threw on here is a magwell and a Holosun PID light. And I might need to change the batteries on that one. That's the only thing I've done with this one. And I like the way this shoots too. I like the platform. And that hitch, it's still there, but it's not as prominent as it was. It is actually, like I say, it feels a lot smoother than this one, and I shoot this one a little more. But I don't feel it on there, don't get twisted. But that catch is really not there as much. People say, you know, I don't feel it. Let's get back down to my Gucci and we talk about the Kimber. This is the Kimber, and I feel that light is a little loose. I need to tighten that up. Well, maybe I can tighten it up like that, like that. But anyway, the Kimber is my Gucci gun. As you can see, I have on here Streamlight TLR 1 HLX. Now, didn't I see that somewhere else? Anyway, but that's the only thing I have on here. Everything else is stock. This gun is beautiful. This gun is beautiful, and right now I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a little shocked that I paid for this gun. I'm serious, I'm a little shocked I paid for this gun. I was, you know, from whence I came, I did catch a good deal though. I must admit, I didn't pay what a lot of the average price was for this firearm. It's the Kimber 2K Pro Royal Edition. I really like the grips. These are MJD grips, and I like the cut. I like the cut in here, and I like the mag well. It's not as big as the bronze and black one. It's kind of low profile here, so I like that. One thing I don't like about it is it's not metal. So I will probably replace that. This is some type of polymer, you know. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's just the sound it's making on here, but it doesn't sound metal to me. I'm looking at it because I got a few scratches on it. It does look like metal under it, but it doesn't sound like it. Can you hear that? Sounds polymer. One thing about this trigger is really, whew, I have a lot of, I don't know if you call them double taps, but they come off a little too quick. A lot faster than I expected, but the trigger is awesome on here. Oh my gosh, that trigger is awesome. Compared to two, I'm gonna pull these two out, my two favorite. I gotta call these my two favorite as of right now. These are my two favorite guns, all right? Compared, they're about the same length. They are the same length, 4.25 inches. Only thing I don't have a light on here, I'm not sorry, a red dot. I will put a red dot on there. But one thing I do appreciate more with this grip are the Prodigy. This Prodigy grip fits a little better in my hand. This grip feels good, trust me. But sometimes I get a little slippage on here. Sometimes it feels like the gun wants to turn out my hand a little bit, just as I shoot, you know. When I shoot this one, my grip has to really be tight. I like the grip better on here. I like the trigger better on here, all right? And I did a comparison between the Prodigy that's from stock with this trigger, from this trigger. And I think this is a lot better. Compared to the trigger that I put in, the Red Dirt trigger, which that went off pretty well. Let's take them back. Let's try right now. All right, so that's, you can see the travel. Let's bring it up here. That's the travel. That's the break. I don't even know if you saw that break. Let's bring it back. Reset. This thing has had me double tapping unintentionally. Guess I'm so used to this one. Let's come back. All right, see travel? Not much, not much. All right, got my finger in the way right there, almost got my finger. Let's take it back. There you go. Reset. Y'all heard it. Both of them awesome. Both of them are awesome. As I told Summer Shoots, this will change your life. You're shooting, your striker life didn't know it was ready to be buried.
I'm gonna miss you here.
Your striker life will be different. And when you go back to shooting your strikers, you'll have to shoot different because it's a different grip. It may seem like it's all the same, and you can hold that gun the same, but it's a little different, little subtle differences that make them different. It's one of the reasons why I feel changed. It's one of the reasons why I feel like I done switched my platform from a striker fire. I initially wanted to be only a revolver. And then it was like, oh, you could do a striker. You like that. I like the way that looks. I don't like the way them 1911 looks at all. Till I shot one. I felt the difference. Like I say now, one of the most beautiful guns out there. I'm not just talking about the Kimber. I'm talking about the Prodigy too. Not just talking about the Prodigy, I'm talking about your traditional 1911s. Just that profile. This one's not an Ambi, but look at that. That profile, that was a beautiful gun. You like your striker fire? You got a hammer fire? Now these are hammer fire. I got other hammer fires that aren't 1911. I like hammer fires, but you like your striker? You like your hammer fires? You like your 1911? Are you a pistol person or you're a rifle person? Tell me. Let me know. Leave it in the comment and keep hitting that smash like and subscribe button. You know my lips get all twisted up. I want you to follow, like, subscribe, cut and corner. Remember, no G, no S, and as always, let you finish that.